Hello, I'm Anneliese from Eye Candy Quilts, and today we're not talking about quilting, we're talking about, maybe a little bit of quilting, but I'm finishing up our Me Made May series about garment pattern construction, and today we're going to talk about garment pattern storage. So stay tuned. Hello, I'm Anneliese from Eye Candy Quilts, and I've talked to you so far about ease in garment patterns. I've talked to you about how to trace and cut out garment patterns. I've talked to you about handling specialty fabrics, specifically knits, using a domestic sewing machine. So today, let's talk about what you do with all of those great patterns that you've worked so hard to perfect and you spent money on, and those great indie designers, or you got a really good sale at the big box store and you got some cool stuff. What do you do with them? So patterns are an interesting beast, whether it's just the little booklet that you have, or it's tissue paper or large printed rolls. Like there's a number of things you can do. I'll start with the big printed rolls because they're right there. So what I do with my large scale printed rolls, and a lot of that is patterns that I buy digital copies of from places that I can't find locally, and as in locally as in the United States, because for some reason I have a tendency to find patterns I like from Norway and New Zealand and stuff. So the ones that I get printed at FedEx, and nothing fancy, I just go use their big scale printer. I roll up and I just have a little nook that's in between two of my fabric shelves, which are just those square cube things from Target. So where those two meet, because you can't butt them up right next to each other, there's a hole. So I just stick all of those in there. When I was in my other sewing room in this house, I only moved a couple of weeks ago, when I was in the other room, what I did was I just had those rolls and I tucked them just sort of at the edge of my cutting table. So it's a spot where things don't really fall off, no one really goes there, but it was next to my cutting table, so I had space that was not disturbed or likely to get crushed. I also have stored them horizontally on a shelf in a closet. So they're big things. I keep them rolled. That's about it for those. They don't really need any special care, anything like that. Not that any of these need special care, but you're dealing with large format pieces. What do you do with that? So another thing that I do, and this works if you have a spare room or a spare closet, I hang them. So pants hangers are great because you can clip them to the pants hanger. You got all of your pattern pieces together, and then you can just hang as many pants hangers as you need in the closet, and you can get two either different sizes or different patterns. You can get two sets of pattern pieces per pants hanger. I also do that with my paper piecing patterns once I have them printed. Say that 5 times fast. But yes, pants hangers and just clipping them on there is another great easy way to keep them tucked out of the way. And there's no folds in them this way either, which is also a bonus. Another thing, if I'm working on a pattern, and I know I'm going to go back to it soon, I keep all my pieces together with just binder clips. That way I know I'm not going to lose any. For example, this is for the Wilder gown, so these are the pattern pieces I traced from my large scale printing. So these are my done pattern pieces. But I have them together because I made the dress twice in the past couple of weeks. So I was like, I might make it again. So this is out and handy, but I know they're together and safe. And then the last thing, there's one version that I don't have on me, but I'm going to give you the information anyway. This is what we did in college. So again, I was just traumatized by college, so I don't do things like that. Anyway, if you get a binder and you have those clear little envelopes that that snap into your binder, though that's a great place and very easy to keep things together in the binder. You could have the pattern in there as well as your pattern pieces and just tuck them all in that little pocket, and then you can just flip through, everything's together in a pocket. So that binder is another very easy choice to do, and again, my university approved. So the other thing that I do, this is an accordion file, and an accordion file is just one that has these little expandable parts, and you can either have a vertical accordion file or a horizontal one. Doesn't really matter, but I like it because it is the reason why I like this better than a binder is because of this. You can have it's kind of like the Trapper Keepers. You remember Trapper Keepers where they zipped around? If you had a Trapper Keeper binder, then that would be cool with the little pocket guys. I do not have one. Also, it needs to be like Lisa Frank and like Rainbow Kitties. Anyway, accordion binders, you can get these without the flaps too, but I find these more often. I like these because the flap and whatever little elastic thing make sure that everything is contained in here. So it's expandable. So I can put patterns in here, and there's little dividers, and I can tuck more at the back and expand it however I need. So I have all of my patterns together. And then, like I said, it's all in one clear, concise, not gonna go anywhere packet. So this is also very nice for if you're traveling for some reason, if you're going to, you know, sew with friends, once we can hang out with friends in person again. This is a great idea. This is, sorry, my brain just died. Pause. I got it. Tea helps everything. Okay, so the downside to this or the binder with the little plastic pockets in it is that you have to fold your patterns down to an appropriate, you know, 8.5 by 11 letter size sheet of paper to get them into the pockets. Now, it's not that big of a deal, especially if you go pull out your patterns again and it's paper. You can easily smooth it out. It's not going to be that difficult, and if it's curling or anything like that, you know, a quick press with a dry iron, don't scorch it, it'll be fine. It's paper. Or, you know, pin it. You can just pin it to your fabric. It's not going to go anywhere. So that's what I have for pattern storage. I hope you enjoyed all of our me-made May garment tutorials or information for all of you quilters that want to dive into the very fun world of making your own clothes. So stay tuned for more things we have coming up, and of course visit us at www.eyecandyquilts.com and check out what we're doing on Instagram